Disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self-esteem, and personal satisfaction. If you set out to be liked, you would be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and you would achieve nothing. To cure the British disease with socialism was like trying to cure leukemia with leeches. I've got a woman's ability to stick to a job and get on with it when everyone else walks off and leaves it. You and I come by road or rail, but economists travel on infrastructure. Any leader has to have a certain amount of steel in them, so I am not that put out being called the Iron Lady. To wear your heart on your sleeve isn't a very good plan. You should wear it inside, where it functions best. It is not the creation of wealth that is wrong, but the love of money for its own sake. It may be the cock that crows, but it is the hen that lays the eggs. There are still people in my party who believe in consensus politics. I regard them as quislings, as traitors. I mean it. I'm back, and you knew I was coming. On my way here I passed a cinema with the sign, "The Mummy Returns." You don't tell deliberate lies, but sometimes you have to be evasive. I don't mind how much my ministers talk, so long as they do what I say. It pays to know the enemy, not least because at some time you may have the opportunity to turn him into a friend. Do you know that one of the great problems of our age is that we are governed by people who care more about feelings than they do about thoughts and ideas? To those waiting with bated breath for that favorite media catchphrase, the U-turn, I have only this to say: you turn if you want, the lady's not for turning. Christmas is a day of meaning and traditions, a special day spent in the warm circle of family and friends. Europe was created by history. America was created by philosophy. Being Prime Minister is a lonely job. You cannot lead from the crowd. I love argument, I love debate. I don't expect anyone just to sit there and agree with me. That's not their job. If you just set out to be liked, you will be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and would achieve nothing. A world without nuclear weapons would be less stable and more dangerous for all of us. It used to be about trying to do something. Now it's about trying to be someone. They've got the usual socialist disease. They've run out of other people's money. I don't think there will be a woman Prime Minister in my lifetime. If you want to cut your own throat, don't come to me for a bandage. The battle for women's rights has been largely won. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. There is no such thing as society. There are individual men and women, and there are families. Constitutions have to be written on hearts, not just paper. Any woman who understands the problems of running a home will be nearer to understanding the problems of running a country. Pennies do not come from heaven. They have to be earned here on earth. The larger the slice taken by government, the smaller the cake available for everyone. Nothing is more obstinate than a fashionable consensus. I am in politics because of the conflict between good and evil, and I believe that in the end good will triumph. To be free is better than to be unfree, always. Any politician who suggests the opposite should be treated as suspect. There is much to be said for trying to improve some disadvantaged people's lot. There is nothing to be said for trying to create heaven on earth. We were told our campaign wasn't sufficiently slick. We regard that as a compliment. If my critics saw me walking over the Thames, they would say it was because I couldn't swim. Oh, but you know, you do not achieve anything without trouble, ever. I seem to smell the stench of appeasement in the air. And what a prize we have to fight for, no less than the chance to banish from our land the dark divisive clouds of Marxist socialism. Democratic nations must try to find ways to starve the terrorist and the hijacker of the oxygen of publicity on which they depend. If it is once again 1 against 48, then I am very sorry for the 48. One of the things being in politics has taught me is that men are not a reasoned or reasonable sex. I shan't be pulling the levers there, but I shall be a very good backseat driver. She changed our country forever, and all of us owe so much to her. A legacy few will ever equal. Margaret Thatcher was a truly formidable prime minister whose policies defined a political generation. The woman's mission is not to enhance the masculine spirit, but to express the feminine. Hers is not to preserve a man-made world, but to create a human world by the infusion of the feminine element into all of its activities.
Which of these did you like the most? Tell me in the comment box.